In this video, I'm going to show you roughly 3, 4, maybe 5 examples depending on time, 3 to 5 examples on how to write the system of linear inequalities. Now what you're looking at is straight lines, and so what we want to do is mimic the format y equals mx plus b, but our symbol is going to be a less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So one of those symbols is going to go in that box. And the equations don't have to be in any particular order, you just need to have them both labeled correctly. And so what I'm going to do is start with equation number 1, and I'm going to call this dashed line down here going down my equation number 2, and the solid line going up to the right I'm going to call equation 2, just kind of to avoid confusion here. So the first line that's going down, if I want to mimic this format y equals mx plus b, I know I'm going to have y, I'm going to have some symbol here, mx, and then my b. As I'm looking at my line, I want to find the b first. That's where it crosses your y-axis, and here it is a point that's -3. So I know it's something x minus 3. And now what we want to do is see if we can track the slope of that line. And you want to find where that line crosses a grid perfectly at the corner. And it looks like it's going down one, right one, down one, right one, down one, right one. I'm just checking that pattern, and it hits that pattern consistently. So I know my slope down one, right one is -1x. So -x minus 3. And now look and see, did you shade from your line, did you shade above the line or below the line? Sorry about that brief phone call I had to answer. So let's fill in that symbol here, just kind of me losing track of where we are at. What we want to do is come up what symbol, which of these 4 symbols is going to go in here. Now this line is a dashed line, so I know it has to be one of these 2 symbols, greater than or less than. And so if you want to pick, like pick greater than, I'm just saying for example, and what you want to do is see if a point off of that line, not on that line, but in the shaded region is true. And if this is true, greater than is true, then we know that's the right symbol. And if we get a not true statement, we need to use the other one. So from this dashed line, I see that 0, 0 is shaded. And let's see if that makes this true. Is 0 greater than 0 minus 3? That is a true statement, so I know I picked the right symbol. So I'm going to erase that box because we filled it in. And now here's my second line, this solid line going up to the right. Again, you're going to want that format y equals something mx plus b. And I see here that this line hits on the y-axis at +2. So that's my b here that I'm putting in. And now let's look for our slope. I'm going to look for where I think my line hits right on the diagonal of your grid. Looks like it hits at those couple points. Let's track if I go back. Oh, here it looks like it hits, and here. So it looks like it goes up 2, right 3, up 2, right 3, up 2, right 3, up 2, right 3. So I found my slope, and now my symbol. Again, as I'm looking at this solid line, I also see that from this line, the 0, 0 is also shaded. And so pick a symbol. Again, this is a solid line, so I want one of those 2 symbols. Pick one of the symbols, and what we're going to do is see if when we get 0, 0 is a true statement, if we pick the right one. So sometimes I just say, if you're not sure, pick one, and we're going to check it. Is it true that 0 is less than or equal to 0 plus 2? Is it true that 0 is less than or equal to 2? I ended up picking, just randomly, of the 2 symbols, the correct symbol because 0, 0 was shaded, and it made that statement true. Or here's another way to decide. So here's my red line. This 6 on the y-axis, since we solve for y, is greater than this 6 down here that is less. And if you notice this red line, they shaded underneath that red line. And so notice that word less is shaded when it goes underneath the line. And so that's why less than was going to work. And then for this maybe green line here, if I were to continue this shading, the word greater would have gotten shaded. Not the less than, because the shading is on this side. So that's why I picked a greater than symbol. So maybe just writing that word at the top and bottom of your chart, because we said y is greater than. On my y-axis up here I put greater because that's bigger than down here, that's less. Okay, here's a couple more on the next page. We'll see if we can get a couple more done before my next class starts. So a couple lines here, I noticed that I have a horizontal line here. So I have y, not equal to, but y equals, that's going to be a 2. And now from this line, it looks like we shaded above that line. So I know that's going to be a greater than. It is a solid line, so it's going to be equal to. And then for my other line here, my second line, I'm going to call this line 1 and this one line 2. This line is going upwards as it goes to the right. I see it has a positive slope. And it looks like it hits here at 1, 2, 3. So y equals mx plus b. And I know that's a plus 3. So let me track my slope now. Let's see. Looks like that crosses perfectly and that crosses. Let's kind of track it as it goes back. Okay. Up 1, right 2. Up 1, right 2. Down 1, left 2. Down 1, left 2. All right. So it looks like we're going from left to right. Up 1, right 2. That's a slope of a half. And then here's my line. We shaded underneath that line, so that's going to be a less than. And it's a solid line, so that's going to be an equal to sign. So we shaded underneath that line, and so I know that's going to be less than. Okay, I think I have time for one more, and then I got to start my next class. So you'll have to do 4 and 5 on your own. And check my Canvas key. For number 3 here, I'm going to call this line 1 and this one here line 2. So again, they're both dashed, and so I know I'm going to be using these symbols here. Okay, starts at a 2, y equals mx plus b, so I know that's plus 2. Let's track my slope. It looks like they hit here, they intersect. Looks like that's probably my best point. Down 1, right 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that work over here? Down 1, right 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah. So down 1, right 4. And that's for my slope. Now my symbol, my equation here, my shading is underneath of that line. Underneath means less. So not equal to, we want less. And then for the second line, here's my second line here. Again, we are shading underneath of that line, so I know I wrote greater than, and I said less than. Isn't that so funny how we do that? We shaded under this line. I don't know why I did that, so let's fix that. My B, down 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I'll track my slope. Kind of looks like it hits here, but then it doesn't hit here, so I know that's not quite right, but I know it hits here, so I'm just going to count from here to there. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1, 2, 3, 4. Up 5 over 4. That's going to be my equation here. All right, down to the wire. My bell is going to ring in like 10 seconds for my third hour to start. Good luck. See if you can try number 4 on your own and number 5 on your own and check the key on Canvas. Good luck.